Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. It's the pregame show for Montreal Canadiens at Minnesota Wild, and it is the second meeting in a week. The Wild beat Montreal 3-1 in Montreal last Tuesday, so it's a revenge match for Montreal. We'll see if they can do anything. With that, they've been on a 2-game winning streak. Saturday, they beat the Blues 7-4. It was a fantastic game. And can they go for 3? Will they win 3? I don't know. I don't know how to call this game because I just don't know. So in the pregame show, I will do game preview. I have the lineups for tonight, and I also have the guess the score contest, guess the score of the game, and the first goal scorer of the game. And you can pick that guy from either team, and you win a cash prize directly into your bank account via Interact. So give your guesses in the chat. And that's what we got. Let's use here. Guru. Hey, Guru, how you doing? 4-2 Wild. Kaprizov with the first goal. Eric, how's it going, Eric? 4-3 Habs. Caulfield with 2 goals, including a game winner. Regardless who wins, I want an exciting game tonight. Well, that's what I mean, I hope. Listen, they're going to have stinkers as well, but even if they lose, they seem to be, more often than not anyway, fun games to watch still. Jason, how you doing? 3-2 Habs, Caulfield with the first goal. Chicago Steve is in the room. How about them Habs? Yeah, listen, surprising as hell. I tell you, it's got me starting to question how I've been calling what I think they're going to be like all year, and I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's still early. This is only game 10 for Montreal, so we'll see what happens. But I mean, they've been, as Steve says, crazy fun to watch. Most nights, the odd night so far out of the 9 games, probably 2 or 3 were kind of boring. Other than that, they've been pretty good games. And I think we'll get that most of the season. So we'll have to see how it goes. But 15 active forwards on the roster. What are they going to do when Edmondson comes back? Well, there's a funny story on that now. On Twitter, I saw somebody, I don't know the validity of this, right, reporting that Eddie is back tonight. The lineups I have doesn't reflect that. So I don't know if it's another late addition, and I don't know who'd be scratched. So I hope my lineup is accurate, but I don't know if they are. I got them from the official lineups, which they released at 2:00. So yeah, so I don't know who sits when Edmondson comes back. So it has nothing to do with the forwards. It's a matter of who'll sit on that currently playing right now. For me, I think it's going to be Kovacevic, but I think they might rotate through, some of these guys. I don't know. I think it'd be Kovacevic who sits. T. Cree, how you doing? 3-1 Habs, Kirby, Doc. I was going to take Doc. I was considering him for my guess. I've got a guess. I'll give it to you very soon. Rory, hey, Rory. 4-2 Minnesota. Boldy scoring the first goal. Awesome. Rob and Dario. How you doing, Rob? 4-2 Habs. Suzuki with the first goal. I'll tell you what, tonight, a good it's not all like one player. We're spreading out the guesses amongst the players tonight. Hope they don't toss Arbor to the side. I doubt that. Arbor's been playing really well. Hey, Angus. I think Hoffman is out tonight. Yeah, Hoffman is scratched tonight. They put Drouin back in. So Drouin was scratched last game. Hoffman scratched this game. And Dadonov both games. Stan the Man, 3-2 Habs. Monahan with the first goal. It's an interesting spelling of Monahan, I got to say. You don't need to put the G in there. Lucas, 5-3 Minnesota with Suzuki getting the first goal. I can see it going that way too. I believe it's going to be Marc-Andre Fleury and Nets again. Montreal really couldn't solve him last game, so I don't know. We'll have to see. They would need to clear a roster spot for Edmondson already at the 23-man limit. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, they'll send one of the waiver. What's the word I'm looking for? The guys that don't have to clear waivers, they'll send one of them down. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. JFed 6-3 Minnesota Boldy with the first goal. Chicago Steve 6-2 Habs. Arbor Jackeye with the first goal. Bay by 4-3 Habs. Suzuki getting the first one. A&W, how you doing, buddy? 5-4 Habs in OT, but it doesn't matter if it's not. With first goal being Slavkovsky. And Lucas says, I'm really only betting on Minnesota because every time I bet for the Habs, they lose. Reverse luck. Yeah, I took the Habs tonight because they're on a 2-game roll. And it's hard to tell. Like, there's a revenge aspect for them. They want to win tonight because they lost at home to them last week. The way they've been playing, like, I don't know. I don't think I want to bet against them right now. So for this game, I'm kind of not. I'm going to go with. I'll give you the score now. I'm going to go with 3-2 Montreal. Anderson getting the first goal. With the first goal, it's like you could just flip a coin, for that. But yeah, 3-2. They're giving up about somewhere, I think, close to 4. But last week, they were almost 6 goals a game as Minnesota, right? So that's come down. So they're playing a little better. So I figure, 3 goals against for Montreal. They're on a roll. They're scoring a lot. Yeah. And, 2 goals against. Why not? We're going to beat them. Waiver exempt. Thank you, Stan. Appreciate that. That is the word that I'm looking for. There's waiver exempt, guys. Somebody will go down. Listen, and maybe at this point they go, Dadonov, we waive him, and they waive Dadonov. I don't know. I don't think anybody will pick him up, and it won't give him a lot of cap relief, but it would open up a roster spot. So, yeah. Oh, Rory, no. Listen, how do I want to put it? And I've said this many times. When I'm watching the game, I want the Habs to win. Yes. But no, I mean, I worry that, I said this last night in the Halloween live stream, that they might be winning too much. They're going to win too much, and they're going to fall out of that bottom 10. I swear, I don't know. It's hard to tell. A lot of hockey left. Season's long. With so many rookies and so many young guys, I don't know that they can sustain this, but so far they are. That stuff's good. That's a mix, juice and orange Rockstar, and it's with ice, and it's really freaking good. The ice just makes it that much better. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna have the preview in a few minutes. What else do I have? I'll do the lineups. Lineups are in the preview. I don't know why I separate that, but hey, Phil, how you doing? Filibusters in the room. Sadly, no player plays to lose. Well, it's not sadly. Do you really want your players playing to lose? I don't think I do. I don't think I want the players, for even one game to have that attitude that we need to lose. Looking forward to a deep run through the playoffs in 2025, right? Habs will super duper win 4-3 with Evans scoring at least the first. Ooh, big night for Evans. Lucas says, yeah, I'm kind of scared to finish just missing the playoffs. Don't get a great pick, then we are back in our Montreal loop. Yeah, I mean, this is something that, worries me as far as that. But, I mean, what are you going to do if they do that? I just don't see it happening still. It's a long season. They're going to have to do this if it's game 20 and they're still doing this, okay, that might be different, but it's still early. I don't see this continuing, but you never know. You just never know. And when the game's on, yeah, go Habs, go. Rory, don't worry about Chychrun. From what I heard, Chychrun in his recovery of the wrist injury, had a setback. So I don't see anybody trading for a guy that's not healthy. Angus, 4-3 Habs. Galley with the first one. Galley, no, it wasn't Galley got the first. The other day, though, didn't Galley get? I don't remember if it was called back or they gave it to somebody else. All right, what do I have? I have only like one piece of like game day kind of news. They put out all the valuations for the teams in the NHL teams, and I think they did it to show that Toronto Maple Leafs are worth the most money at $2.12 billion. But Montreal ain't far behind. So I just wanted to say Montreal is the third most valuable NHL team behind Toronto and the Rangers. They're valued at $1.76 billion. I think the next team behind them is at 1.46. So it's a pretty good lead there. And they're not that far behind Toronto. And we got a better team, already got a better team than Toronto. And Arizona's in last. Surprise! At 465 million. So Montreal's worth like $1.2 billion more than Arizona. That's not a surprise. See, Standeman says with Owen Beck, Mayshar, and Lane Hudson in the Habs organization, I don't care if they don't tank. No, I get where you're at, and in the long run, I think you're right. If they end up not getting one of those first 4, 5, 6 guys, I think we're still in a great place, right? I think you're right. There's still great players, great prospects, anyways, in the pipeline, and every year we're adding more. So, yeah, listen, it's going to be what it's going to be. The way they're playing right now, I don't know. There doesn't look like they're going to finish in last. That's for sure. But like I said, a lot of season left. Bedard, Fantilli, there's a few guys there would be great to have, but are we going to get them? I don't know. I think we're going to have to get one of those now. Going to have to win the draft lottery, I think. Hey, Daryl Adams, how you doing, man? 4-3 Habs. Andy with the first goal. Yeah, I got Andy too. I had 3-2, but I got Andy with the first goal as well. We're the only two. So if Anderson scores right now, we're the only two with Anderson. Tyler, hey Tyler, how you doing? Got a guess for the guest to score contest? We have lots of talent, but also need a goalie, right D. Lots of holes to fill when we trade out players like Galley, Andy, Hoffman. Yeah, but I mean, it's not this year. That's not for trading out those guys. Hoffman, maybe. The goalie, though, I mean, listen, they've got a couple of guys in the three legitimate prospects in Primo, Dobis, and Dykau. Goalie's the last spot, the last position that you really need to add before you make that push to make the playoffs and everything. So I wouldn't worry this year about that at all. Rory, that's obvious, right? Not all the prospects will hit, of course, and or not all of them will hit with Montreal, right? There'll be trades, whatever. There's things like that happen, yes, but you got to have an abundance of prospects that are good for you to get a regular supply of good prospects hitting the big team and continuing sustaining that winning that they're talking about. When do the Blackhawks next play? Couldn't tell you. I am a Habs channel. I do not follow the Blackhawks or their schedule. So kind of in the wrong spot. If you mean when do the Habs play the Blackhawks next, I don't know that exactly, but I could look on my schedule here. I don't have the schedule for everybody. Oh, Phil, I agree with you. I like Monty. I'm not putting him down at all. I'm just talking about, I doubt it's going to be Allen. That'll be the guy that when they're ready to make the push for the playoffs. Monty may still be here, definitely. But I don't think Monty's your number one starter. So I think we're talking about a number one starter. Rory, you don't know. I mean, whatever. Listen, also the cap. It looks like the cap will go up next year by 4 million, and then it'll start going up on a regular basis. So, um, these kind of things will work out. Chicago Steve, what Mesas? What you're going to Mexico or something? I'm like, Angus want Habs to hit more. Wild like to hit a lot, and Habs need to stand up. I don't think that's a problem for Montreal. Have you seen Arbor Jacki at all? Caden Gooley? I don't know. Concerned we won't be able to trade our dead weight? Well, then they're just jettisoned. Don't forget, they're all on expiring contracts, the ones we're talking about, except Hoffman. But the expiring contracts, well, you don't re-sign them, they're gone. So those guys are gone for sure, trade or not, unless you re-sign them. I don't think there will. Joel, I was thinking about you actually earlier today. Minnesota will win 5-2 tonight, but win or lose, the future looks rosy. By the way, I don't think that Sheldon Keefe lasts more than a dozen games before he's fired. No, I'm already calling for that. I said, geez, I wonder when I said that. But yeah, well, I was working on this video about predictions, and I usually only make Habs predictions, but that was in, I could show you, it's not in front of me. That was in there that Dubas and Keefe get fired in the next, I think I said by Christmas, but now I'm thinking that was way too long to give them. So, and you know what, if they fire Keefe and they don't fire Dubas, and personally, I think Ann Shanahan and just clean house and start over, they're making a mistake. But they will make that mistake, so that's fine by me. You think the Wild will win because they beat the Blackhawks the other night? So are you trying to say that Chicago is that good a team that if another team beats them, then they should definitely beat Montreal? Isn't Chicago kind of like Arizona? I mean, it's great that you're a fan of the Blackhawks, and that's great. I don't. It's not to make fun of that, but Chicago's not a great team either right now. Anyway, Spencer Allen, that's a cool name. I like that name. Layton Hudson will be an animal first few years in the NHL. He's going to show us his potential, and we'll see it bright as day. However, he will undoubtedly need a few years to gain weight at his height. Well, yeah, I mean, Hudson, I don't expect Hudson to hit, that quickly. He's small on the small side, but he's uber talented. So, but yeah, he might take, I don't even know what kind of a timeline to give that. Meshar Beck, Hudson, Mayu, Kidney, Roy, Farrell, all have a shot. And some great talent in there. BL says 4-2 Wild with Cliff Ronning getting the first goal. I don't even know how to, I know that's not, I know who Cliff Ronning is. But I don't know how to interpret that into an actual person that's playing tonight. Could I see Allen retire as a Hab? He's only going to be, 34 when the new contract's over? Maybe 35. I mean, yeah, depending on his health, or no, I don't know. It's hard, but yeah, I guess I could see it. I'm not predicting that or anything, but I could see it happening. Angus, but if you're judging on one single game that they got out hit, I mean, come on. That's a super small sample size. Lucas, yeah, one of my guilty pleasures lately is enjoying reading the Twitter, the threads on some of the Leaf posts or Leaf fan posts and seeing how. Yeah, I mean, you can only laugh. So yeah, I enjoy that. They're definitely calling for his head. Some are, some aren't, and some want both gone. A few say along with Shanahan. Hate to say it, but Leafs will still make the playoffs, even though they are inconsistent. I'll only say this: I called for them not to, but there's time for them to turn this around. I was reading today. What was it? Last season they started at 2-4-1, and they ended up in a good place. So they're 4-5 now. So I mean, they could still obviously have a good season and make the playoffs. I don't think they will. That's just me. I better do my preview. All right. Are you ready for the preview? Game preview for tonight's game. And this is going to be my preview. And my preview is, and right now I will give you my preview. A little bit of bad take on Monty Python, but hey, this is where it goes. I can't even remember what to do. All right. We have the game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Minnesota Wild. Go to their records in a minute, so I won't waste another one of these overlays that I use. How to watch the game tonight starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. In the Canadiens region, it is, as always, during the week, TSN2 in English and RDS in French. In the they screwed that one up because this is from today, and they got in the Blues region, so we just won't say that because it's not the Blues. That was the last game. Season series. We already played them once. This is that was on October 25th, and tonight is the final game of the season series between the two teams. Over and done with early. Last 10 record, we're almost at 10 games, but it's Montreal's 5-4-0 on a 2-game winning streak, and the Wild are 4-4-1 on a 1-game winning streak. So Montreal is 1 point up on Minnesota. I do believe that means. Tail of the tape. Scoring chances for percentage, 44.7%, 28th in the league. They've been pretty steady there. 48.8% for the Wild, 19th. Goals per game, and even 3 for Montreal, 23rd in the league, and 3.33 for the Wild at 11th. Goals against per game, and even 3 for Montreal, 13th in the league. And the Wild are at 3.89. And if you remember last week, they were at 5.86 or something like that. Very similar, 2 points higher. That's still 28th in the league. So anyways, their defense is tightened up, I guess, a little bit, right? Power play percentage. Montreal at a lofty 11.1%. I'm dizzy at that. I don't know how they're handling that. 27th in the league. And Wild are 28.1%, 5th in the league. Good power play. PK percentage for Montreal, 81.5%, 10th in the league. And for the Wild, 76.7%, 23rd. So maybe a power play goal. Continue. I think we had 2 last game. Head-to-head record this year, 1 loss for Montreal, 1 win for the Wild. And let's see how they do on shots. Shots on goal per game for Montreal is 29.2, and for the Wild, 34.6. And shots against per game for Montreal is 32.4, and for the Wild, 31.4. Goalies tonight. Do believe it's Jake Allen, 3-3-0, 285 goals against, and a 909 save percentage. And I do believe it'll be Marc-Andre Fleury, 4-1-1, 369 goals against, and an 880 save percentage. Both goalies, no shutouts. Players to watch, last 5 games, 4 points. For Montreal, Cole Caulfield, 6 big points. Matt Zuccarello for the Wild with 4 goals. For Montreal, Cole Caulfield with 4. Matt Boldy for the Wild with 3. For assists, David Savard for Montreal with 3. And Zuccarello for Wild with 3 as well. And plus minus with a +4 for Montreal, Jordan Harris. And a +5 for the Wild, Jared. I'm an innocent guy. I'm not a dirty player. Spurgeon. Scoring for the Wild, top 5. Matt Zuccarello in 9 games, 12 points. Kirill Kaprizov in 9 games, 11 points. Boldy with 8. And Eriksson Ek and Kalen Addison, both with 7. And their plus minus is only Matt Boldy with a +3. Everybody else with a minus For Montreal's top 5, Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki tied with 10 points, 7 goals, 3 assists for Caulfield, 4 goals, 6 assists for Suzuki. Monahan with 6, Anderson with 5, as well as Dak with 5. And nobody in the red there, either even or a little bit on the plus side. Team leaders for both teams in goals, Caulfield with 7, Kaprizov with 6. I think going into tonight, and I'm not sure if it's still the same, but Caulfield was second in the league, tied for second in goals scored, only behind Connor McJesus. For points, Caulfield as well, but tied with Suzuki with 10, and Zuccarello with 12 for the Wild. Average time on ice, Savard, 22-28 for Montreal. Spurgeon, 21-43 for the Wild. And wins, Jake Allen with 3, and Marc-Andre Fleury with 4. This is the current line. I'm not going to do any of that spread shit and all that, but we'll look at the home record. Montreal is 3. No, I don't have. They're on the road, so they're 2-2-0 on the road, and at home, Minnesota is 1-3-0. So Minnesota could be had tonight if you look at those things. Record versus the opponent over the last 3 seasons, Montreal has not beaten them, and Minnesota has not lost. And that's all I'm going to give you from there. I don't even know why I put that out there. Atlantic Division standings, a very surprising Boston Bruins with only 1 loss. Hate to see that. In first place, Buffalo in second, Florida in third. That's 16 points, 12 points, and then 11 points for Florida. Tampa Bay with 10 points, as does Montreal, Detroit, and Toronto. And bringing up the rear is the Ottawa Senators with 8 points. The lines for tonight for the Minnesota Wild, Frederick Gaudreau. I always think of Johnny Gaudreau. Centering Kaprizov and Zuccarello. Eriksson Ek centering Shaw and Boldy. Rossi in between Duhaime and Yost. And Dewar between Steele and Fogarty. Middleton and Spurgeon are the first pair. Brodin and Addison, second pair. Merrill and Dumba, third pair. Fleury as the goalie starter, and Gustafsson backing him up for Montreal. Suzuki in between Caulfield and Dak. Dvorak fresh off of a hat trick, his first ever. Centering Anderson and Gallagher. Monahan in between Drew and Armia. Evans in between Pitlick and Slavkovsky. And tentatively on defense, because it's a possibility Edmondson is in tonight. I don't know if what I saw was accurate. But we'll go with Gouli and Savard, first pair. Harris, Kovacevic, second pair. Xhekaj and Weidman, third pair. No change. And Allen starting. Montembeault is the backup. And you see scratched Dadonov, Hoffman, and Pizzetta. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, your game preview for tonight's game. Awesome. And everybody left. Oh, look at that. No, if you're having a good time, please give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And we can chat for, well, I don't have to rush off because my dog's fed and I don't have to rush off, but I will have to find the game. So I don't know, another 10 minutes or so. And we will see who's saying anything. How's that for a start? Let me see now. Where was I? We can trade Drew, Hoff, and Dadonov to Arizona for their first pick. You can't trade Dadonov to Arizona, I believe. Isn't that on his no-trade list? That's what happened with Vegas. Didn't they trade him to Arizona? And he went, no. And there was a big problem with that. So, yeah. And Arizona's not trading their first pick anyway. You're dreaming, but it's Andrew, and we know he's not serious. Guru, Chicago is just like Montreal at the moment. Both are overachieving so far compared to where they really should be. Oh, I didn't know that Chicago was doing well. Well, as a Habs fan, I love following the drama behind the Leafs. It gives me joy seeing them struggle in every way. And, I'd love to see that comment. That's a perfect comment, like for, I don't know, some kind of like an article about Habs and Leafs hate, and I don't know. Just it's a perfect. It's kind of like a flowery, nicely written. I hate the Leafs, kind of thing. That is just me. The make beliefs will make the playoffs, and well, that's it. Not the second round of the playoffs, but the playoffs. Yeah, maybe in their minds. Jethro McSheepherder, how you doing? It's been a minute or two. Is it true Jack Eye is a healthy scratch? The only thing I could say is it's not in the lineups I got that was released at 2:00, but I did read not too long ago. Someone wrote Eddie is back. It's possible Eddie's in and Jack Eye's out. Possible. I don't know. Spencer Allen says no, he's not out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think it would be Jack Eye that you'd take out. Out Fleury plays the same as he did in the playoffs with Vegas against the Habs. Well, he was good last week though against Montreal, wasn't he? Why do I not follow the Blackhawks? Because I'm a Habs channel, and it's hard enough to get track of everything and do everything I got to do for the Habs than to be following other teams. And I've never been one to follow the Blackhawks or any other team, really. So that's why. Doug, hey, Doug. 3-1 Habs. Cole with the first goal. Jethro says he'd sit Weidman, and it's very possible. Although, listen, Weidman's been on, the third pair? I would think it's going to be someone on the second pair. That's why I think Kovacevic. Although Kovacevic, I think, plays. No, he plays on the other side. So, although Harris can shift. So, we'll see what happens, though. Hey, Jim. How's it going in northern BC? Hey, Mary Jo, 4-3 Habs. Kaprizov with the first. Lucas, channel change incoming. Talking Hawks. No, I wouldn't be able to talk much. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Just made some pregame chocolate chip cookies. Interested? I'm always interested for cookies. How you getting them to me, though? That's the problem. I tell you what, you eat them and tell me how good they are. Jim, that's always the rule here. So, yep. Chocolate chip cookies. Are they hot cookies, though? More double entendre. All right. Oh, yeah, I got time. If you're having a good time, please give please give a thumb up. A thumb up. Okay, please give a thumbs up. I'll let her hurt. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? Who will be the odd D man out when Edmondson and Matheson are both back? I wouldn't worry right now about Matheson because he's not coming back for a while. He's out. He was going to be out 2 months. I mean, what are we, 3 weeks in? He's still out for over a month, I think. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to find out. It's a possibility Edmondson's in the lineup tonight. It's a possibility. I don't know. Awesome, Kelly. Still, how are you getting them to me, though? Now I want some. Like, really, I do. I like you UPS them to me. Hey, Glenn, how you doing? 4-2 Montreal. Drew first goal. Cookies and milk? No. I'm not one to dunk cookies in milk. Nope. Definitely not. I like chocolate chip cookies. I like while they're still warm, or I like them cold. One of the two. That didn't work very well. All right. Another 5 minutes, and I'm going to take off. I got to figure out how I'm going to get the game. It's not as easy to do this year, and it's not Saturday. Saturday's very easy. I get it on TV. But Dixon, hey Dixon, how you doing, man? Been a while. Hope all is well. 4-3 Habs. Doc with the first goal. See how I just said that, Doc. Like I'm trying to get, it's either Dak or Doc. I'm trying to find a way to say it so it sounds like both. It's not working well. Neither is that working well. Yeah, so a lot of guesses tonight. A very difficult contest to win because we have not had a winner this year, and we have not had a winner since the 2021 season. So it's not easy to do. I wish y'all luck though, because I'd like to get a winner tonight. I haven't even won, and I've won. I mean, I've gotten it right a few times, but I haven't gotten it right for a while. Not even me, who's like, I'm an expert, right? I know everything. So there, take off, eh? You know, every time I think, well, it's getting quiet in the chat, they're all leaving, and there's more people. Wow. Well, thanks everybody. Give a thumbs up before you leave the room because you might look at me and go, and you might want to leave the room right away. So before you do that, please don't look at the screen. Look down where and give a thumbs up, and then look at the screen, and then you can leave after that. Hopefully, Dvorak keeps penetrating. That's what I saw there. I don't know who he's penetrating. Producing, so his trade value goes up. Yeah, I don't know why everyone's on the trading Dvorak. I don't think they're trading Dvorak. 4-1 Wild with Wi-Fi or Jack-Eye with the first goal. That's from JD. Hey, JD, how you doing? Jethro McSheepherder. I think Jack-Eye should play with Harris. Possibility. It's a possibility. I don't know how they're going to, when Edmondson, there might be a little bit of a shakeup when he gets back. I don't know. Article by Stu Cowan today saying the Habs should trade Dadonov. Duh, Stu. Duh. To who, though? The way he's playing, the freaking ECHL won't come calling for him. Hey, Paul, how you doing? 4-3 Habs, overtime. You got to give a goal scorer if you want to win. You got to give the first goal scorer out of the game, or you don't win, but good guess. The overtime doesn't matter. I don't like if it's not overtime and it's 4-3 Habs and your goal scorer was the first one, you'd still win. 5-3 Habs for Jim. Suzuki with the winning. No, it's the first goal we're looking for, Jim, not the winning one. So let me know if you want to change that. JD, is it your fault you started the trend on trading Dvorak? Your buddy in Toronto said that apparently it's been confirmed that Barry Trotz has bought a condo in Toronto. You know, if you're Toronto, and this is what I fear, right? Because this is what I don't want them to fire Keefe too quickly because they have time to turn this around. And that would be the smart move, would be to bring in Barry Trotz, if you ask me. Kelly's got 3-2 Habs and sexy Josh. Listen, you copied me. I know you did. That's what I got, actually. I didn't call him sexy, though. But I had 3-2 Habs and Andy getting the first one. Ryan's got 5-3 Habs. First goal scorer is Galley. Somebody else had that. That's very interesting. Dadonov on waivers and Hoffman to Anaheim. Yeah, the problem is, I mean, if you put him on waivers, nobody takes him. So nobody takes him. And what do? Still got to do something with him. And Hoffman to Anaheim. They got to want him. You got to give me a first goal scorer there, Jethro. By the way, how's Ellie Mae? Paul Gallagher for your first goal scorer. Got it. Jim's got Suzuki with the first goal. Kelly, I don't know. You were in earlier. You heard me say it. And you said, I'll come back in. It'll look like I didn't steal Rick's pick. Of course he didn't steal it. Spencer, 4-3 Habs. First goal scored by Caden Gooley. Jethro's got Andy for the first one as well. Awesome. A lot of picks tonight. A lot of picks. Good chance that there will be a winner tonight. Everyone will have all the possible goal scorers covered, and then it'll be like Pizzetta will score. He won't even be on the starting lineup, but he'll come off the bench out of the locker room first, then he'll get on the ice and he'll score, and it'll be something like that. It seems like that's what happens every day, every game, and nobody gets that right guy. All right, where are we at? All right, so I'm going to take off here because I need. Does the winner get hard? Unless you live like in this apartment, it's going to be hard to do that, Ryan. Like seriously, going to be hard. So, anyways, I'm taking off here because I gotta have time to get the game going and everything. Yeah, that went fast. That went really fast. So the game is in 19 minutes. I'll be back in 19 minutes with the live hangout. Hopefully, you guys will gravitate over to there, and we'll just continue this. And hopefully, it'll be a fun game to watch. And you never know, maybe Montreal will pull it out, get revenge for last week's loss, and we'll see what we got. All right, so thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for all the guesses for the Guess the Score contest. And that means I'm leaving, so the contest is closed off. So if you want to come into the other show and make a guess, it's not going to count. It's got to be done here. And as soon as I go, we're done. Thanks for being here. Stay safe till I see you again, which isn't that long. And peace out, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye, y'all.